Right. We just, they're not counted as they come over.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Michigan County Borough Council Business Meeting. Stand for the pledge of allegiance, please.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Mandel, present, Mr. Photo.
Here.
Mayor Cubrio.
Here.
In the bathroom. I just watched the morning.
President Suchovich.
Here.
Ms. Redzak.
Present.
Dr. Carpenter.
President.
Mr. Mellis.
President.
Mr. Long.
Here.
Is there any additional emergency agenda? Okay. There's no registered comments from the public. At this time, I'll take comments from the public. Please approach the podium, raise your virtual hand, state your name and address, and try to limit your comments to 2 minutes, please.
My name is Amanda Bernstorff. I'm from Lyman. I'm executive. Tricia, thank you very much for your email today. I do appreciate it. I sent you guys more pictures of the alley, actually at Second Street, it's the street in front of my house. I sent you more pictures to show you that there has not been any full patching done whatsoever. I really need something done. My mother and I caught my father again the other day. This man is 260, 280, depending on how much water weight he has on him. And my mother and I are both 5 foot, and we're trying to get him into a car and we catch him before he goes down. But something's gonna happen and someone's gonna get really hurt. So as I stated in my email, if you could please at least full patch the great big rectangle in front of the house, I would appreciate it. That way at least it's smooth and he can use his walker or his tank to get to the car. But I'm asking, please, please.
Stephanie, can we send DPW up there now?
I already have a note on that.
Thank you.
Also, is there any equipment from COG that we could utilize to help?
There is equipment from COG. Well, you have to, there's a fee to be on that. I don't think we joined that at the beginning of the year. I think, we did. So we can utilize that, but in turn, people come and help our DPW, which in turn our DPW and somebody else is utilizing it, gotta go and help them.
I will see what we can do.
We can look into it.
We can see if we can do something. That we can talk to Matt does all the road paving and the other money.
I did see him on our reply to Amanda, but if we could do both of those, then DPW and see at least what the details are for COG equipment. Thank you.
We can call Rob. Yeah. Anybody else?
Obi Morford, 735 Third Avenue. Stephanie, this is for you, for all of council, but for you more specifically, because you'll be handling this. This pertains to the water bills for Verona residents that were received this month, dated 5/21 and due 6/21. There's an error in the garbage fee line item. We are being charged a second time the garbage service period of January through March.
You have to call the water company, they do all the billing.
Okay, I went to the water.
And they said,
company.
okay, I will talk to them, we don't do the.
Please let me finish. The correct garbage fee service period should be April 1 through June 30. The reason I'm calling this to your attention, Stephanie, is so that when you submit the quarterly lump sum payment to County Hauling Urban Environmental, since the bills have already gone out, and Oakmont Water is not going to rebuild, then the borough check should reflect payment for the quarterly service period of April 1 through June 30, because the previous garbage fee service period was for January 1 through March 31. And what's happening is that line item that now does have the service period hasn't been coded in, so it's not automatically changing when they do another quarterly.
We pay county hauling monthly, but I will talk to
the water company and figure out what was wrong with the bill.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give you copies of our bill and the previous quarter's bill, and you'll know exactly what's wrong. But it just needs to be brought to County Hall's attention, because if they put it in for another January through March, then we'll have been double billed, and it is really difficult to get County Hauling to undo anything, especially with billing. That's it for now, all right?
Thank you. Anybody else? I don't see no virtual hands. Move on. Mayor.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, you mean, okay, I'm sorry, I was looking at this, I have a question for Matt, but he's not here, I'll wait till he gets here and does his report. If
He's not
coming.
coming.
He's not coming.
He's out of town.
He's on vacation. Okay, I'll bring it up then, we really need to look at Allegheny River Boulevard, by Jones Street, that water which builds up on both sides. That Friday night, that Friday when we had that storm, you could basically go right down the middle, you couldn't go either side. And I believe somebody said that there's a up on the Penn Hill side up further, it's broken line. That's what I wanted to ask him.
That's actually gonna be done when they repaid ARB. They're actually already working on it.
Okay.
And if there's one piece that belongs to us to refix and the other piece, penned out.
Yeah, it was real bad. Somebody got a hydroplane and, cause an accident. All right, thank you. That's all I have.
Thanks, Dave. Next up, Stephanie.
You have my monthly report. If there's any questions, please let me know. Event closures, I'm checking on the two about the community club and if they reached out to the neighbors. And then we also have one for off the rails that you received, off the rails with like 2 days. They have a piece of property behind their building that they will be using to do a concert. They're gonna shut the road behind them. That's Will Winters. Will Winters already knows and is okay.
Yeah,
I'm
Ken
not sure
said,
about the community club.
Ken said he reached out to his neighbors.
Yes, and yeah, I have all of them. I wasn't sure about the community club.
They have not reached out at all. I'm one of those neighbors and I got no information.
I did leave him a message, Terry, the groundskeeper, I guess. He hasn't called me back. I mean, we talked before, but I wanted to ask him some more questions and see if he would come and explain what their intentions were, whether it was open to the public, private, or what have you.
We will have one more meeting before the event. I don't know.
The event was June 21st.
You'll not have another meeting anymore.
Oh, I misread for off the rails.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
can we make a motion, Mr. Solicitor, contingent that he
well,
reaches out to his neighbors? If he doesn't reach out to his neighbors, then he don't get it.
I'd also like to comment though on that. I can do it now or wait till a month.
Already?
Okay. So if this, my very rough understanding about this is that they want to close the road so they can guarantee parking for the 40 people that are coming to a party. If I'm wrong about that, that's fine. But if that's correct, then I would strongly object to that because there are many large events that happen in that area of town for acclimation or there was just a party for one of my neighbors. They had more than 40 people. They didn't close the road for parking and everybody found a place to park. So if they're having vendors and food trucks and they want kids to be able to ride around on their bicycles, that's fine as long as Brian has access to his ramp because it's a Saturday in the middle of June. And that all of the neighbors would have access to getting in and out whenever they need to. And we have not been informed at all about that. And I did review the policy and it said for businesses or residents that they should be informed, so.
Well, I'm wondering if we can get the street closure from like the end of your house there, so it's just in front of their place.
Well, that's about, I don't know, 20 feet. It's not gonna really help.
So that would give Brian access to the ramp,
It
and it
would,
would give you access to your place.
yes, but then what's the point? You know, it's not that.
Right.
You know, so I don't know what their intentions are, and we have not received any notification.
I mean, it's my opinion, they haven't done the due diligence of completing the purpose of this form, and we have no option but to table it. When we come to that.
Yeah, whatever you want.
When's the event?
It's actually, it's June 21st, it's actually tabled right now. That motion's already been tabled.
So our next meeting is the 24th.
Right, yeah.
We'll just tell them he calls me.
Yeah. If he didn't do his, he was told to reach out to them, right?
That's what
Well, Mayor, you left a message, you talked to me and left a message.
I talked to him earlier about this, and I called earlier to see if he could come to the meeting to explain, you know, their intentions in detail. But he hasn't texted me back or called. No.
Well, there's an alternate name here, but with that on it tonight, we'll keep the table, right?
Yes, after the fact. Stephanie, on your report, I have one question about the garbage rates. Did you wanna,
Not today.
What's that?
If you read it closely, it's for workshops.
right, but it says in your report that starting June 1st.
It does, but the billing won't go out until August.
Oh, so we would have time.
Yes.
It's the same concept as with Alcosan, right? They raise their rates,
Yes.
we're paying it, we have to stay even with the rates.
You have to make that decision.
Yeah,
That's
just,
not my
just to
decision.
sort of let people know that that's coming.
That's your decision.
Yeah.
So they going up? Yeah, 7%.
So nobody can go not see.
7%. That is.
$5.
It will be,
Just that.
$30 a month.
Yeah, it's the garbage part.
I know,
the
what
water part.
was that sent out?
We just, it goes out when it was in the contract. So when they approved the contract, it was.
But what was it sent to the residents?
We haven't done it yet because we were waiting on them. They have to make their decision.
Give down public talks.
Yeah.
$30.
Public docks, DPW has been down to the docks. I've been down to the docks. Steel City will check them once a week. New docks are gonna it's probably going to be needed next spring, so you guys will have to locate a grant.
Jay asked me, when we were doing the ADA launch. To see how much that would be, because there might be funds available for.
Jay Costa.
Yeah.
Okay, again, we have not heard back, we know nothing from Jay, we have the Arch Street grant. But we've fixed them to the best of our ability at this point. And truthfully, I would not vote on it now.
Well, what about the current plans of the dock? I mean, I know.
Again, I would not vote on it. And we stood on it, we affected it, we pushed the dock, we pushed the boards back down. The L, when you get on it, goes down a little bit, but not enough to make it dangerous. And putting caution tape across it, it is not working. Steel City will go down once a week to check it.
So there's no plans to replace that bracket?
Wait, they are trying to figure out a way to replace it.
Yeah, I think it was very difficult.
It's extraordinarily difficult, so again, like I said, next spring you have to look into a grant. Probably need to,
It's either that or if it's unsafe, if they feel it's unsafe, you just board it off.
we'll pull it out. But right now, I mean, we stood on it, we watched kids jump off of it while we were there. I've been on
The
docks.
main dock's good.
Yeah, I've
That
been,
helps a little well.
I've been on docks that are way less safe than that. So,
And it's stuff.
yep,
Code enforcement report?
You guys have the code enforcement in front of you. See that there were 30 door hangers and 36 letters, notices of violation letters sent out. So came out on Second Allegheny Avenue, ARB, Athletic, Brunot, Church, Maple, North, Parker, Penn, Ridge, Selvin, Spruce, West Railroad, and Wildwood Avenue. You can see what the highest violations were for. We currently have 9 cases with the district court waiting for dates and 6 waiting on police.
It's very good. Thank you. Police chief's report, Mayor?
Yes. Complaints received 173, total crimes reported 34, total crimes cleared 31. Total persons arrested 15, crime code summary 1, vehicle code summary 12, borough code summary 22, parking tickets 102. Magistrate fines collected $367.65. Borough fines and fees $1,050. Municipal fines $7.75. Total fines and fees collected $1,455.40, and parking permit fees $730. And that's it.
Thank you. Fire chief's report, can you please?
You've all received the monthly report. We answered 15 calls in the month of May, including 2 residential structure fires, 2 residential fire alarms, 2 commercial fire alarms, 3 miscellaneous fires, 2 calls for smoke in the structure, 2 electrical hazards, 1 vehicle accident, and 1 carbon monoxide alarm. And we provide mutual aid into Penn Hills, Oakmont, and Springfield Township. Any questions?
Thanks, Dan. We don't have any questions for Dan? Thanks,
I
Dan.
have one other announcement that next month in July starts our annual toy drive. We're going to be collecting toys for Toys for Tots, July 7th, 14th, and 21st, Monday evenings. And then we have our annual open house and spaghetti dinner on Saturday, July 26th. All the information was published in the newsletter. It's on our website and on our page. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Next up, EMS report.
There were 43 calls in the month of May. 20 were advanced life support, 5 were basic, 2 were fire standby, 7 refusals, 1 lift assist, and 4 canceled.
Thank you. Next up, solicitors report, Mr. Alexander.
Thank you, Mr. President. I did submit a written report. It's in the packet. I have nothing further to add.
Thank you. What's on?
President Council just asked me to announce that we did have an executive session on June 5th. On
Oh, it's
personnel
Thursday,
related
June 5th.
matters. Thursday, June 5th on personnel related matters.
Thank you. Next up, Mr. Pitts, engineer's report. His report's in here. He's on vacation with the family. So he has nothing else.
I will tell you that he did have a pre-meeting with April on the paving of Third in those streets.
Third Athletic Cove.
Yeah, and that will be done. It looks like the paving could be done in conjunction when they say that would be.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Thank you. Okay, council member remarks. Trish?
Thank you, Mr. President. Sure. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. It's nice to see such a big crowd tonight. The first item on my agenda tonight is I wanted to just mention that we did do, as reflected on our engineer's report as well, a walk audit of our 2023 multi-modal transportation fund grant, which will be for sidewalk improvements along active corridors within Verona. Like it or not, we were met with a monsoon this day, which also allowed us to evaluate some drainage conditions along the route and summarize everything in pictures and documentation to be incorporated into when our engineer meets with whoever we end up bidding with. So that is great. I'm going to have some pictures that I will share later this month at my next committee meeting. I also wanted to give a big thank you to our DPW team. For those of you who don't routinely drive near Sylvan Way, in particular the Children's Center, to more towers, in that area, we were finally able to add a lovely crosswalk and a pedestrian pathway going into the preschool, including a stencil on the ground, which is a new addition for the borough, that was paid entirely with no match grant funding. So we're happy to have that addition there and hope to see more projects like that. But thank you again to our DPW team who is working overtime on the weekend in order to complete that when traffic would be the least disrupted. I want to mention that my next strategic planning committee meeting will be on Wednesday, June 18th at 4 o'clock right here in the Borough Building. We'll be joined by another exciting guest speaker. We have a representative from the Federal Safe Routes to School program who will be joining us and helping the borough in collaborating for a Safe Streets for All grant, which is a federal grant that we're hoping to submit towards the end of the month in order to work on a road safety planning grant for Allegheny River Boulevard, specifically connecting our section of Allegheny River Boulevard over the viaduct into Oakmont, which, as we all know, is the path that our learner kids take to get to the high school, both for school and activities. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, please come on the 18th. Otherwise, I'm always happy to talk to anyone about that as well. If there are no questions, that concludes my update.
Sure. Next up will be Nancy.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. Couple of quick things. Debbie, I don't know about, we've had a chance to ask DPW to replace the light bulbs in the two poles that they're out. We can figure out a way to mark those poles with some tape or something so they know exactly which one. Yeah,
since they're not here.
right, because they're always off in the daytime. So we'll do that. Is there any update on insurance cement for the poles that are going down in the garage? No. Okay, been discussing when to have a first aid class with RCAC down in Oakmont, like we had the CPR in the spring. It's either gonna be October 4th, 11th, or 18th. We're still working on the exact date. So I will let you know as soon as I know when that is, and we'll get some sign up going for people to attend that class. Matt's on vacation, but he's so sweet. He sent me a picture of one of those signs when you go past it, it tells you your speed. And he said, they have these down here in North Carolina, and I thought of you guys. He's gonna, when he gets back, look into them. If you are going the speed limit or less, it says thank you. And if you're going over the speed limit, it flashes red and blue lights like a police car. So I thought that would be kind of cool and get people's attention and slow them down. So we're gonna look into that further, but I just wanted to give Matt kudos for sending that text when he's on vacation.
He probably got the red blue lights going too.
Yeah. Could be.
Just text them back and tell them to bring one back.
Yeah. Right, local engineer. Left. Okay, the main thing that I have tonight is everybody has a copy of the handicap parking policy. I wrote in red my thoughts, like more definitively. And in blue, is where it's just something to think about. I think we should eliminate the whole thing about figuring out how much people are making in order to you know, we gotta trust people. If they're financially stretched, then that we should just take their word for it. And maybe, I don't know, maybe we wanna update the actual application. But I've also realized that this actually would end up being a police policy. because the police are the ones who are monitoring the handicapped spots. So, I don't think that we should motion on this tonight until we get police input. And we can hold it and just not do the motion tonight and do it in 2 weeks at the workshop, or wait till July. It's not an emergency, but it is a pretty comprehensive policy. So, you all can see the red are my comments and the blue are my comments. I also didn't know how the enforcement of this was gonna happen. It was all gonna go through the police department, or it was gonna go through the administration office. But if it's gonna go through the administration office, I wanted to get the borough manager, Stephanie, and Teresa's input, if there's anything that you see that would make this really difficult to follow up or follow through on. So, it's still a work in progress. We can just not do that motion tonight and we'll hold off. I think that is about it for me. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Next up would be Vince.
I have nothing to report at this time. The Cribbs Field and Railroad Park marquee sign policy is in your packet for approval or tonight.
Thanks, Vince. Next up would be Tim.
I have nothing at this time.
Thanks, Vince. Next up, Johnny Jamelis.
Thank you, Mr. President. On the 18th, we're gonna have our upcoming personnel committee meeting. So we're gonna be discussing. I'm gonna invite a borough leadership there as well. You know, we want to try to enhance our hiring strategies, obviously, you know, to try to see what we're gonna do about, you know, in the future of hiring police officers and how we're going to, you know, just kind of work together with civil service to just get the process going efficiently and quickly. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna have Tracy there. I invite the mayor. Anyone else who would like to attend, that would be wonderful. We're also gonna be talking about, well, we're gonna finalize our handbook. Hopefully, bring it to a vote. Either by workshop or by the next business meeting. We're gonna be working on the citizen complaint policy. And we are also going to be meeting with the Civil Service Commission this Friday to discuss more of the procedures. There's some things they have questions about that we're going to kind of iron out. We're meeting with them on Friday. The last item I wanted to speak about was the COPS grant. You know, that's coming up the end of this month. And I really think that we, all of us, need to really take a hard look at it and try to apply for it. There's federal funds out there for hiring officers. I think we can really get a good shot at it. I don't know, we really should look at it, and I think we should look at it very quickly and move on it quickly.
So I have the application, I had it sent to me, and I have a bunch of other information on it, I'll share with you.
Okay.
Make a comment also.
Sure.
I looked online and printed out the process for applying for COPS grant, and the first step is to make sure that we have our SAM registration up to date. Stephanie, do you know if we have that? We do, excellent. And then there's also something in AOR. Authorized organization representative, is that you? Do we have one? Pardon me? For
The SAM's number is an agent's number. It's not a representative number.
well, it just says here, step 2, complete the AOR profile on grants.gov and create a username and password and applicant entity's unique entity identifier obtained through sam.gov must be used to complete this step.
Somebody will have to do that.
Okay, because this is really, we're pushing the envelope here. I think the first part of it's due in 2 weeks. So if we're gonna
It's
do it.
very,
we need
it's
to get
very
it done.
doable, it's very doable, they're working on one, and knows that he's just at the same stage right now.
Okay,
We can get this done.
yeah, because it provides match-free money, correct?
Mm-hmm.
For hiring, it'll give us a whole year's worth of a policeman's salary.
I think
So,
we can, I think if we probably,
yeah, because I think we do too, so. I just wanted to stress that, thank you.
that's all, yeah, I thank you, everybody.
Did you say you'll have a draft of a handbook at workshop, or sorry, what was the time?
We are working on finalizing,
Okay,
but and hopefully by workshop, not by the next day. If not by the next business meeting.
I just think we'll need a discussion meeting.
Yeah. I had a summary of some changes the last.
Yeah.
Call. So, working on that, so hopefully we'll have it, it's everything comes.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. We can. Thanks, Joey. Next up would be, Mrs. Provenza.
Thank you, Mr. President, and good evening, everyone. It's great to see all of you. Thank you for coming. We're going to have a Community Relations Committee meeting, going to be on Monday, June the 16th, here in the Borough Building. And I have asked Thomas Dessel, who is our new Chamber of Commerce President, to be here and be our guest speaker. This is an open meeting, and you're all invited to come. And hope to see you all here. Thank you.
Ray, before you go to the next thing, I forgot to mention that my next public safety meeting will be on a week from today at 5:30 here in the chamber and also on Zoom if anybody is interested in attending. Thank you.
Cool. Is that it, Sylvia?
For that, yes, thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
There's nothing going on in call, I'm gonna call Rob, I guess, and see what's going on with the, what we can do about that. I forget the exact procedure for it. I'll call him and see.
Yeah, I just have one comment on Avon. It's going back. I spoke with Avon today. They were at the annual conference. It's the Pennsylvania State Association of Boroughs. And at our next meeting, which will be a workshop meeting, I will have some reports to give to you with what they came up with at these meetings. So they will be shared at our workshop meeting, which will be on the 24th on Tuesday evening in the Borough Building at 7 o'clock. Thank you.
For those who are new in the audience or don't tune in very often, can you just give us the explanation of what that acronym ALOM is?
Surely, I will. Thank you. ALOM stands for Allegheny League of Municipalities. They work with all municipalities here in Allegheny County. They do conferences, they help councils to function better. It's a wonderful organization, and you can learn a lot from them. So we are a member of that here. And thank you for bringing that up.
Thanks, Sylvia.
Yes, sir, you're welcome.
No old business, ordinary items. This time I'll take a motion to accept the minutes from March 11th of 2025.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dr.
Second.
Carpenter, second by Mr. Provenza. Any questions?
Yes, items 1 and 2, so present. All the meetings to order 8A, President Sessions was not present. You're multitasking, Rob.
By local.
It was 1 and 2, yeah. So down here it says on item 8 that I was late.
So,
So we'll have to get that retrieved.
It would be nice if you see that kind of stuff, if you, I mean, Teresa does send the minutes out early for that kind of chat, so that we don't have to go back and fix later, so You can just let her know.
Yeah, yeah, we
Yeah, I just didn't notice it.
Any other questions? All in favor?
I
All right,
Opposed? Passed. Next, I'll take a motion to accept the bills for May of 2025.
make that motion.
Motion by Dr. Carpenter,
I'll say.
second by Mr. Jamelis. Any questions? All in favor?
I
All opposed? Any opposed? Motion passed. Now we're going to new business action items. A and B, we believe they're supposed to be one or the other.
No, they're together. Actually, they're together. If you read them, one appoints Tom as chief of police in the future, once the contract is done, but we're doing it now.
Okay,
And then the other appointment acting until we get.
I just want to make sure we're doing it right.
Yeah. That was the intent.
Okay,
That's effective immediately, right?
Correct.
so at this time, just to let everybody know how the procedure went. I don't remember the days or the dates. That we had opened it up for internal and external applications for police chief. And we had an exec session and decided take down the external and just go with internal. So the internal, and then we had two police chiefs from the area. Two were across from the river. They did the interviews and they graded the three applicants. And when they graded the three applicants, Mr. Dessel was the top number. So at this time, I'm going to ask for a motion to appoint Thomas Dessel to the police position of chief of police in the borough of Verona, contingent upon the successful negotiation and execution of an employment agreement.
Make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Carpenter, second by Mrs. Provenza. Are there any questions? All in favor?
I
Opposed? Passed.
Her.
Congratulations, Tom,
Congratulations.
or chief, I should say.
Yes.
Motion.
See, you do my thing, you mind your business. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Thomas Dessel to serve as acting chief of police for the borough of Verona, effective immediately and continuing in that capacity until such time as a final employment agreement is executed and formally approved by the borough council.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Clark. Opposed? Passed.
You'd like to.
Yeah. So I also would like to add that, before you come up, Tom, our HR personnel, Tracy Holt was involved in this also. She had, what would you call, what would you call it?
Human resources.
Yeah, the human resource. She was involved also in this process, and all three, they interviewed very well and made the best man win. And I would also like to thank Sergeant Francos for his time and commitment and dedication as officer in charge since the chief has been out, and Officer Trevor also for his dedication and commitment. And all three of them for stepping up when things were really tight as far as scheduling. They were working double shifts, 12-hour shifts. And like I said, they all stepped up. And Sergeant Francos and Officer Trevor, I am going to give you a certificate of appreciation of the next meeting. So I'll have that for you at the next meeting. So Tom, if you would like to come up, we'll stand by the flag here. Yeah, me, I, state your name,
I, Thomas Netzel,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge
and I will discharge
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Just like congratulations.
I appreciate the community. Born and raised here with my two brothers and my mother, and my dad's not here with us, unfortunately, but I love Verona. I love everything about it. I was asked 3 years ago to come back to help out here and there, and here I am. I'm stuck here forever. So,
At this time, I'll take a motion to ratify the GTRP grant resolution for Riverbank Park parking and restrooms.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Trish. I'll second. Second by Mr. Jamalis. Any questions? All in favor?
I,
Opposed? Passed. Next, I'll take a motion to approve a letter of support to the Verona Chamber for a grant application to T-Mobile Hometown Grant Program.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Provenza, second by Dr. Carpenter. Are there any questions? All in favor?
I,
Opposed? Passed.
Can you skip that next one, please?
We need to make a motion to skip that, or
Either pull or
Pull it.
table, either way, just.
No, hold on.
we're just gonna pull. Next, I'm gonna take a motion to approve the updated digital sign policy.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mrs. Provenza,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Jamelis. Any questions? All in favor?
I,
Opposed? Passed. What are we gonna do about this one, guys?
So that is actually on the table right now.
Okay,
So for it to come off the table, what's formally tabled, so for off the table, a motion to remove from the table would be in order if somebody desires to make that motion. They don't have to.
or we can just stay
So
tabled.
just stay table.
Okay. We're just gonna leave it tabled.
You have to ask for the motion from the agenda.
Okay, sorry about that. I'll take a motion to approve the Algonquin.
Motion to remove from the table.
Okay, that's not what you said. Motion to remove, I'll take a motion to remove from the table the Algonquin's request to close Arch.
No motion, so it will remain on the table.
No motion and it will remain on the table. Next, I'll take a motion to remove, to approve off the rails request to close James Street at ARB and Wildwood on Saturday, June 28th and Sunday, June 29th from 12 until 9.
I'll make that motion.
Motion
I'll
by-
second.
Second by Mr. Flota. Are there any questions?
Yes. You might have mentioned this before, but everybody who would be affected by that has been notified.
He reached out to everybody, yes.
Okay, great. Thank
He
you.
got a screenshot on his phone and threw a text and everything.
Okay.
Any other questions? All in favor?
I,
Opposed? Passed. Next up will be announcements. That's Mrs. Provenza.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Newsletter. We are currently working on our autumn edition of the newsletter, and that's going to cover September, October, and November. Ads and articles are due on Friday, August the 1st. And for articles, our editor, Dawn Wharf, can be reached at 412-828-3607 or at coronanewsroom@gmail.com. And for ads, I can be reached at 412-828-7726. Chamber of Commerce, next meeting is going to be held on Tuesday, June the 17th. And as I mentioned before, great big welcome to Chief Dessel. No more officer, Chief Dessel now. And he is now our new president of the chamber. And I just thank him so very much for stepping up to the plate and that position. And is Tom still here? Tom,
Right here.
Tom, want to give a little update on current?
We had our event this Sunday. The weather didn't turn out as we planned. Still a good event. Our next event coming up is August 5th. It's National Night Out Back to School Bash. And then we're looking to hopefully do something in the fall with a number of businesses, like a mini block party. That's still in the works. End of September-ish. Hopefully incorporating the new distillery, because they'll be open by then.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. The car cruise. Sorry, Dave. Second Saturday of August is the car cruise here in East Railroad.
It's 9.
What is it?
August.
No, the time. I can't.
Oh, 4 to 8, but that starts at 1. Somebody asked me, why don't you start it at 1? I said, because everybody will come in at 11 or 10:30, 11.
That's it.
Yes, that's it.
Thanks to you, Dave. We've been doing that a lot of years.
So this will be our 29th year.
Wow. That's a lot of years, a lot of dedication. Thank you. Next would be Twinborough Ministries. Their next community dinner is going to be on Wednesday, June the 25th, here at the Methodist Church, 4:30, 6:30 p.m. And Historical Society. We have towns on Historical Society. The first one is that their next meeting will be held here in our borough building on Thursday, July the 19th. And the title.
June. Relax.
Sorry, I'm rushing things. Retracted, Thursday, June 19th. Thank you, Dave. And it's going to be here in the borough building. And the title is A Tribute to Coach Joe Zeller. And I see a lot of our Verona people here, so you know who Joe is. He was a wonderful man, a coach, a teacher, and my teacher too. And speaking on his behalf will be John Shaw, who's representing the Twin Boroughs, Apaches, and Verona High School Panthers. So that should be a nice evening with a lot of happy memories of yesterday. So it's an open meeting, of course, and all are well. And with Rhoda's, also with the Historical Society, the first summer field trip of this year is going to Harmony Museum, and that is in Harmony, PA. Will be on June 21st. That is a Saturday. And those that are going are to meet here at the Borough Building at 11:30. And the tour will start at 1 o'clock. The rates for that are adults are $7, seniors are $6. And if you have children with you, that'll be $3. And ALOM, I already had touched on that. I will be getting a report from them. They just got back from a conference. It was the Pennsylvania State Association of Boroughs. And I will be reporting back to you on how that conference went. And that'll be shared at our workshop, which will be on Tuesday, June 24th. And I ask, are there any questions, any comments?
Leanne, you have a question about a date or something?
No, there is a community breakfast that the signs were up for the 14th. Instead of just the dinner. We got a notice for it that it was Saturday the 14th, I think it started at 9. Be a community free breakfast for everybody to.
Oh, going along with what she's saying,
Yeah.
okay.
It's separate. It's a different church.
All right, I didn't know if the dates were messed up. So June 14th is a community breakfast at Methodist Church.
No.
That's my church, it's from 10 to 12.
Trinity, on the corner of Center and, South and ARB. Okay,
10 to 12 this coming
10 to
Saturday.
12 this Saturday.
It's a free breakfast, and it's gonna be pancakes, scrambled eggs, sausage, coffee, toast, juice.
Very nice, thank you.
I don't know nothing about it. I could bring it.
Oh, that's okay.
But thank you for reporting that. I appreciate it.
Another announcement, right?
If there's no questions or comments, That concludes my report, and I thank you all very much.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
Nancy, you have something?
Yeah, I just want to remind people, unless there's someone here from the community group, that tomorrow there will be another round of sidewalk socials. I know that down here in Lower Verona, I think our sidewalk social is gonna be by the community garden. We're gonna work our way down the path, so we'll get close to your house again by the end of the summer. But anyway, there will be other sidewalk socials in other parts of town. I don't have the details. Maybe somebody who's on Zoom or someone here in the audience. Yes.
I got a note at my house from Red Craig, he's having.
Okay, so Red Craig's having, it's gonna be good weather tomorrow too.
Fourth.
Yes.
That's all I know.
Yes, there'll be one on 4th Street, Red Craig's house. I don't know the address.
It would be 6 something,
I think it's safe for
6:32.
6:32, fourth. There'll be one there.
It's bring your own drinks, bring your own food, bring your own pets.
Bring your own
Just show
chair.
up at his yard. That's what it
The
is.
last time he wanted to have a fire, so since it'll be nice weather, we probably have a fire going in the backyard, yeah.
Anything else? Okay. This time we'll go to comments from the public. Raise your virtual hand or come to the podium, state your name and address, try to limit it to 3 minutes.
I'll be more flexible. These comments I held until now because they pertain to council as a whole. And Nancy, I'm sorry that you were reprimanded and told to mind your own business. What all of you forget is that there is no own business. You all work collectively and your input should be collective, whether it's questions or comments or suggestions. And this council really has to do better at being cohesive. And that starts from the top down, from the president on. That's the first comment. My next comment pertains to Councilman Vince Floda. Mr. Floda has remarked around town that he will not be doing his job on council from this point on, since he did not win in the primary election, as is confirmed by his absence on the podium tonight. If
I'm
this is-
present.
If this is not news to council, then we, the people, want to know why there is not an action item on tonight's business meeting agenda to remove Mr. Floda and appoint someone to fill his seat through the end of 2025. Or to continue to operate for any period of time with Mr. Floda as a self-proclaimed lame duck council member, or to operate as an incomplete council, as evidenced by Mr. Floda's absence on the dais. That's doing an injustice to the Verona taxpayers who you were all elected to serve. Or if this is news to council, then now that you know, we respectfully request that you take immediate action to remove Mr. Floda and appoint someone who will fill his seat in the best interest of the residents of Verona until the new council is seated in January. And one final comment. We, the people, are very upset that the president of council and council as a whole permits any council member to give the response when they're asked to report on their committee. To give the response, I have nothing to report. There is only one thing that brings that about, and that is if you're doing nothing, you have nothing to report. And if you're doing nothing, then we have voted for the wrong people. So that goes to our repeat offenders, Mr. Floda, Mr. Long, and you need to all think about what you're gonna be doing, and your president can help you to plan what it is you need to report on. But damn it, if you don't have something to report on, that means you've done nothing for the 2 weeks that has gone by since the last meeting when you said there was nothing to report? Thank you.
Can I comment on that, Ray, please?
Anybody else?
I just kindly like to offer that Councilman Florida has made no such statements to us directly, and he did lead his committee meeting last night in Borough Chamber, of which myself and Dr. Carpenter attended. We hear you, but respectfully, we will not take action on hearsay.
Can I also make a comment, please?
Hold on, Vince wants to.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I did say I had nothing to report, but I also, if you would listen, I said that I have a policy that I've been working on for the last month that we voted on tonight, so I have been working. I had both of my committee meeting and board meeting last night, and just in case anybody doesn't know, this is the first meeting that I have missed in 4 years, and I am present and on Zoom, as other council members have done in the past, but I'm being targeted because this is the first time that I've been on Zoom in 4 years. So we'll leave it at that.
Thanks, Vince. Tracy.
Hi. I'm not a big talker.
Can you state your name and address, please?
Tracy Smith, 560 Church Street. I run my mouth, I say everything, but to get up here and talk in front of everybody, I'm nervous. But I do want to say that Vince Flauta went on Facebook, and because I am a Trump supporter, called me a racist and all kinds of other names. And I have it in a message that he said it about me.
Yeah.
He should not be representing anybody in this district if he feels that way about somebody that voted the opposition.
Yeah.
Period.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hi. Sherry, 759 East Row Road. So I just want to say, Saturday is the first time Oakland Women Chamber hosted TL event. Wasn't for the rain, I think, for what is considered went really well, was very successful, so thank you. I didn't do much, but Trish was there, Nancy was there, Jen from in the group was there, Curtis, and Chief Dusso was there.
And Dave.
But we need some help right now, so we have these wonderful t-shirts. And we have some golf balls. So we need the community to come together. But come on, show them how to say it. Yeah, we need the community to come together and purchase.
They're only $20.
There's only $20. Look how nice this is. So we need some help. Nancy will pay double. We need some help to purchase these t-shirts and purchase some golf balls. And to help us out, because we're trying to get Christmas lights done, we're trying to do more for the community, so I really appreciate it. And if you want those beautiful t-shirts, call Trish. And I think in a group selling them too, right?
Yes, we're planning tentatively Thursday evening, possibly Friday or Saturday, so keep an eye on Facebook.
Okay, yeah, we need everybody to come together and buy a t-shirt from us. Thank you.
Thanks, Sherry.
Sandy Drabicki Bell. Good evening.
I see.
I'm just wondering about all the solicitation that's going on in the borough here. Just today, I wasn't home, lucky for the solicitor, not Craig. The was a supplier of Duquesne Light. God love my husband, he answered the door and he'll listen to anybody. Okay, so he asked us how much we're paying for Duquesne Light supplier, yada yada yada. Gus had to go get the bill, yada yada yada. The guy wanted to actually see the bill, hold it in his hand, even though Gus responded to his questions. Okay, at that point, Gus says, "No, I told you what you wanted to know, so please leave porch." That was today. Just on Saturday, June 7th, a Verizon representative approached the house. I had just gotten out of the shower. Okay, and there was banging on my door and ringing of the doorbell at the same time, me thinking it's an emergency. Again, my husband answered the door and he said, you know, we don't have fires in town, so forget it, get out of here. In May at some point, somebody came for solar panel. I answered the door at that time and asked for the permit. And he of course said it's in the car. I said, I'll wait, go get it. And he said, well, the car was parked like blocks away. Okay. In April, we had 2 visits for roof and windows. 2 young men came up my steps and watching them from our addition. Greg, you know where the addition is, so I have full view, okay? And these 2 people, I'm waiting for somebody to knock at the door or ring the doorbell. Nobody's doing that. So when I went to the door, one of the fellas was walking around the house, surveying the house. Okay, while the other one was standing on the sidewalk. 2 days later, the fellow that was standing on the sidewalk returned. Again, I watched him walk up the steps and stand in front of my porch as he swayed back and forth, trying to see into my house. Now, I really resent this. I think it's a public safety issue. I know when I was on council, we had an ordinance. There's a fine to that. We could be collecting money, and it's not happening. So I want to know, is council planning on doing any of this? Because I know you're all shaking your heads, so you probably had the same solicitation at your house.
Same one today.
Okay, what's going on?
New sheriff in town.
Yeah, but this all happened before the new sheriff.
Talk to Joe Luero, this is the first I've heard.
There has been a lot of solicitation.
Do they all have permits?
They say they do.
They say they
They
do,
say
they
they
can't show you.
But more than likely, they don't have permits. Because
You know, Sandy, it's interesting you bring that up because there's also been reports on the news of scammers
I agree.
that have come and said like the Duquesne Light people in particular that have had the fake identifications that have tried to break into people's homes.
Well, my
So-
husband and I had lunch today, and we figured it's actually. We figured either the borough manager or the code enforcer, when they're on duty, can call these companies and tell them Verona does not permit solicitation. Period. I don't know what his hours are. I've seen him since he's been employed by Verona. I've seen him on my street once. So, yeah,
He's around, he works what, 3 days a week.
Sandy, I think, you know, not only the borough manager, but even the police or the code enforcement, we don't know who these companies are. They can say they're, you know, I mean, honestly, I don't know who these companies are. I've had them there with the solar, you know, panels, and I've asked for
ID or permit?
yeah, the permit. I've asked them for the permit and they says, oh, my boss has it. I said, well, go get it. Well, yeah,
lying.
well, they most certainly are. And I tell them, if you don't leave, I'm calling the police to come up and make sure. If not, your company's getting fined. And they leave.
And have some type of if they get a permit, have some type of badge from us.
Yeah.
That's what they're required to wear.
Can we utilize our text services? So when,
Text,
yes, the text messages that you guys can send out for important alerts, there is somebody coming and you gave them a permit to be here. You then text out like, hey, Trinity Solar or Verizon is gonna be in the area.
that
So
would be
we
something.
know.
That's a great idea.
And I will tell you, in the time I've been here, the only solicitation permits we have given out are fireworks.
So all these people coming around lately,
Yeah.
one just said, oh, I noticed your roof because I put one on down the road.
Are for fireworks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sandy. We'll have to look into that, see what Either that or, even Sandy, either that or when these people are soliciting you, call 911. Have the police come up and talk to them, get the permit.
Even if they walk away, they'll find them.
When there's drug activity on my street like there was today and cleared it free, that's when I deal with 911.
Anybody else? No virtual hands? This time I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that.
Motion by Johnny Jamelis, second by Dr. Carpenter. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, everybody, for coming. Have a safe travel.
Okay.